Hey you guys, just woke up not too long ago, about 30 minutes ago. It is 4 a.m. I'm feeling great for the most part, but I'm not gonna lie, I had like this sense of, I hate to talk about it. I had this sense of loneliness come over me a little bit. And I wanted to talk to y'all about it if you feel lonely or whatever. So I've told you guys in other videos, if not, check them out. I am very isolated right now. God has me in an isolation period. I've been isolated for 3 years. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 4. A lot of people started to fall out of my life once I became a full-time entrepreneur. I just couldn't relate to them anymore. They couldn't relate to me. And I wasn't very good at choosing good friends. I used to live a life of like needing validation from people. I felt like I needed a lot of friends in order to feel good about myself, all the things. Again, I've talked about that into detail in previous videos. So since being like with no friends, I've gotten a lot accomplished. I lost over 100 pounds. I've managed to run a 6-figure business. I started my YouTube journey. I became vegan. I've literally just been pouring all of my energy into me, and it's been beneficial. I've never been this successful before in my life. Not saying that I'm where I want to be, but I've definitely come a long ways. And I don't spend a lot of time with people these days. My phones are pretty dry. I don't have people texting me every day. I don't have people calling me every day. Unless it's like telemarketers. But like as far as like conversations, like have a full-blown conversation with someone, that doesn't really happen for me. And I do the same thing every day. I don't live for the weekend like I used to. My Saturday is my rest day from the gym, but like for instance, my Sunday is the same as my Wednesday. Like I'm productive. I'm pushing out content. I'm uploading. I'm working out. I'm cooking. Like my days are the same. Doesn't change because of the day of the week. And for the most part, I don't feel lonely or like, oh man, I wish I had friends. For the most part, I don't. But I would be lying to you if there was never a point where, I might be like, dang, I wish I had, someone to text or someone to share this good news with or something like that, right? So what do I do when I feel like that? I start to think about all the things I have accomplished so far in life or within the past few years. How far have I come mentally? How far have I come spiritually, financially, entrepreneurially, right? I recognize that, and this may not be for everyone. Not everyone has experienced the same things I've experienced. But one thing that I do know is that when I used to spend time with other people, whether that was through texting, talking, hanging out, I used to adapt a lot of their energies. A lot of people, not all, but a lot of people that I used to come in contact with had limitations on their life. They believed that they couldn't do certain things because of X, Y, Z. They didn't have an abundance mindset. And I didn't back then either, so it's cool. But they used to put limits on their self and the things that they could accomplish. And if they said they couldn't do something because of this, I would believe that I couldn't do the same thing because of whatever they just said. My reality was like their reality. I guess that's why we were friends at the time, right? Because we shared a lot of the same mindsets. However, today I don't have limits on my life. I don't believe that there's anything that I cannot do. And I'm not insecure anymore like I used to be. I live in my own world. I believe that as long as I work hard, as long as I put in the effort and the time, and I show up every single day, it will happen. Now, the time when, I don't know, but I know that it will happen. I have manifested everything that I have in my life. I have manifested that in the past. And sometimes it's hard to connect with people who have a limiting mindset when you don't. Sometimes it's hard to connect with people who are very insecure about maybe their appearance or their pockets or whatever, and you're not. And it's also hard to connect with people who don't have the same level of energy as you. You know, I wake up most days feeling super motivated, super ambitious, you know, just ready to get it, you know, big smile on my face, just full of energy. Not everybody wakes up like that. And it's hard to connect with people like that. My energy starts to overpower theirs because they don't have that type of energy. They're not motivated. They may not feel good about themselves. They may allow things that are going on in their life to affect their mood. I have things that go on in my life too. There have been times where I've had bills that I couldn't pay, but you would never know it. You would literally never know it because I don't carry that energy around. Because I know that at some point it will get better. I know what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and I don't worry about those things. I focus on what I can control right now in this moment. So with all that being said, I haven't had success with meeting new people or trying to connect with new people. And for the most part, I can accept that, you know, it just is what it is. But there are times like this morning where I kind of was just like, you know, just felt a little, and when I say feelings of loneliness, it doesn't last. These are really like moments. And by moments, I mean like maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's never like the full day. But if you are experiencing that, one of the biggest things I can say is that loneliness that you're feeling, use that to fuel you. So what did I do? I made a video about it. I shared it with you guys. I just talked to y'all about it. Don't sit in those negative feelings for too long, because in order for us to manifest the things that we want in life, to get what we want, we have to feel good about ourselves. You're not going to be able to attract those great things that you want if you're sitting and harboring in negative energy, right? Most of the time for me, when I feel bad, nothing but bad comes for the day. So I try my best to shake that negative energy off of me as quickly as I possibly can so that I can continue to attract the things that I want. And, you know, do that too. Understand too that, you know, I think it's natural for us as humans to want companionship. I don't think that's abnormal. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That doesn't mean that you're not happy. That doesn't mean that you're not fulfilled. It just means that you're human. But you know, when you do feel like that, don't reconnect with people who are toxic just because you feel like you want friends for the moment. Don't do that, because that hinders your growth. When you start to get around people who you once, maybe you walked out of their life, they walked out of yours, whatever. If you start to try to reconnect with those people, you're going to start to quickly remember why they don't fit into your life in the first place, right? Most people don't change, unfortunately. Most people just do the same thing they've been doing because they don't want to change. A lot of times people don't even feel like they have to change. A lot of times people feel like they're not the problem, and in their reality, they're not. In your reality, they are, and that's totally fine. I read this quote that said, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. And I definitely resonated with that, because there have been times where I've tried to reconnect with old friends just because, you know, I was feeling lonely and I thought maybe we could do something different this time. And it was never different. It might have been different for a few minutes, but over time, over the hours, over the days, you slowly start to remember why you guys aren't friends in the first place. Right? But just know it's normal to feel like that. Don't let it get me down for too long. You know, like I said, I reflect on things that I've accomplished. I list out things that I'm grateful for. And I realized that one day I will be blessed with a group of friends who know how to pour into me like I can pour into them, who know how to match energy, who know how to reciprocate. If you give, they give. If they give, you give. And it's just natural. It just flows. It doesn't feel like you have to, beg for respect, beg for reciprocity, beg for consideration, right? There are people out there who are good people. I don't think everybody's bad. I don't think everybody's out to get me. I think that the people who I have encountered in my life just didn't know themselves. And at that time, I didn't know myself either, but now I do. So at this point in my life, I'm only interested in making friends with people who know themselves, who have spent time by themselves, who know how to function by themselves, who know how to do things for themselves. People who aren't trying to take from others, who know how to give just like they know how to take, right? I think that is rare. I don't think most people are like that, unfortunately. But I'm not going to let it stop what I have going on. I'm going to continue to work on my goals and pour into myself and love myself and just treat myself well. So I wanted to share that with you guys this morning. You know, I feel better now that I got that off of my chest. I was able to explain to you guys how I feel or how I was feeling, you know, but it's a new day. It is a new day. I'm going to take my dog out for his morning walk, and I'll see y'all in a little while. Bye.